Yeah.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Fringe. Justin Trudeau has lost it. He's gone off the rails. And what's really funny is we have a story coming up later in the week talking about his caucus and where they're headed moving forward into the fall election. But a lot of it has to do with Justin Trudeau's performance over the summer and his inability to get a grasp on what it is that Canadians care about. Justin Trudeau has shown more than ever this summer he's completely out of touch and that he's willing to sell Canada's soul for the price of a couple of dollars. What am I talking about? Well, Justin Trudeau today again bowing down to China and bowing down to his virtue signaling policies, showing he's completely out of touch. He has no grip with reality and in fact doesn't care about what's most important to Canadians. Now, this doesn't come as a surprise to anybody. We all know that Justin doesn't care. But what's funny here is that we look at this post from Marty up north. The look on Ford's face says it all. They've both sold us out for a few trinkets, and it won't end well for either of them. It's not going to. Doug Ford's career is over as a politician when the next election comes around. Justin Trudeau, well, we all know where he's headed. But the fact that he wants to use this press conference on EV plans to try to upstage Pierre Poilievre while also failing miserably. We've all heard Pierre's plans in great detail, what he plans to do. Of course, you see Justin Trudeau trying to dress a little more sharp these days. He's even been occasionally wearing the front curl in the hair, similar to Pierre, just saying, please, everybody, please just like me as much as you like Pierre. It's not going to happen, Skippy. Nobody's going to see that. Let's take a look at what went down when they're talking about EVs and where the economy's headed here. This is disgusting. Let's go.
Last week, steel and aluminum CEOs and opposition leader Pierre Poilievre called for the federal government to match the U.S.'s tariffs on China. Why has Canada not moved on this yet?
Well, first of all, it's a bit of a joke that Poilievre is suddenly talking about workers in the auto industry. He has said repeatedly that he wouldn't be making these investments in our auto industry. He wouldn't.
Before Skippy here continues, take a look at the look on Doug Ford's face. Just as Marty says, the look says it all. Don't forget, Doug Ford, even though he's a closet liberal, ran as a conservative. So this is the leader of his party that Justin Trudeau's angrily talking about. And we all know that what he's saying is completely wrong. At Doug Ford's face, just watch it throughout the ranting here.
Have invested. He'd be cutting our investments in EVs, in building an extraordinary EV supply chain in Canada, something that we've been doing as a government in partnership with the government of Ontario and others right across the country over the past 4 years in a deliberate strategy. Bring in Volkswagen, bring in Stellantis, invest in Honda, invest in the EV supply chain from mines to manufacturing and recycling. We have been there every step of the way, and the federal Conservatives continue to say they'd cut it all. They don't support it. They don't believe in investing in Canadian workers.
Now, first off, it's important to note that when we're talking about the EV plants, isn't that the same EV plant that Justin Trudeau said that they had to bring in 80% foreign workers because Canadians didn't know how to do anything that was going on in there? Second of all, he's forever the drama teacher. I love how, and this is one thing I'll miss actually when he's gone, is how when he talks, he tries to talk like he's giving a speech on Independence Day. But he's not. Who was it? Bill Pullman, who was the president in Independence Day. He tries to sound like he's giving the "we will not surrender" speech, but he just fails so hard.
So him to suddenly turn around and say, oh, we're worried about EVs, that's baloney. He's looking for a political angle because that's all he does. But in regards to the CEOs and the steel manufacturers and partners in the industry, I can tell you, for the past many months, we, alongside Minister Mary Ng, our Minister of Trade, have been working with stakeholders, working with community groups, working with international partners on making sure that Canada's EV advantage remains. Canadians have invested in this future, and we're going to make sure that we follow through on it. So Poilievre jumping in front of the parade or trying to is just silly. We have stood up for Canadian workers in the auto sector. We will continue to stand up for Canadian workers in the auto sector. We will continue to make sure that we're using all necessary tools to drive a greener, cleaner economy, which means great manufacturing jobs here in Canada, more opportunities for Canadians. This is a conversation that we've been having for months, and we will continue to have to make sure these investments we're making that Poilievre would cut are well protected for the future.
I mean, it's just laughable at this point how the mighty have fallen. I mean, Justin Trudeau, obviously at the end of his wits. He's mad when he looks at the polling numbers. He's mad that Pierre Poilievre has beaten him on every avenue. And again, we're going to see that as by-elections get closer to the fall with David Lamette's seat, as well as the riding that is up for grabs in Elmwood, Transcona, in Winnipeg. I do think, again, there's this chance of the Elmwood seat going NDP. But again, David Lamette, his riding, while people say they'll probably go Bloc, the Conservatives are leading in that poll, in that riding. It's going to be interesting to see if this is going to be another devastating loss for the Liberals like St. Paul's in Toronto. Now, Doug Ford, again, with that look on his face like he just wants to go get a beer, drown his sorrows, and forget about what his life in politics was like, because let's face it, just like Justin Trudeau, it's finished. Next election, next term, he's not going to stick around. I'd be surprised, actually, if he runs in the next in the next provincial election for Ottawa. Just a closet liberal. But Justin Trudeau, again, completely showing he's out of touch, showing that he doesn't know what he's talking about. Again, similar rhetoric to when the pandemic was going on about, we got everybody's backs. We're going to stand behind everything. We know the future of Canada. If you watched the interview last night on the live stream we had between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, even people like Elon Musk, who make a living off of EV cars, have said that it's important to note the contribution that the oil and gas industry brings and how necessary it is, even with the production of EV vehicles, that those who work hard to put food on the table for their families, those who look to provide energy for people all across the world, are just as important as renewable energy, and that we need to be investing our technology into building renewable energy versus just cutting off oil and gas at the knees. It needs to be a building block on how we accelerate as the human race. But let me know what you guys think down below. Has Justin lost his mind? Is it over for him? I know that's the joke. Let me know what you guys think down below. If it's your first time here, I hope this video has earned your subscription. Make sure to click that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. Join me live here on the channel each and every Friday night for Friday Night Fringe, my weekly live streaming show where myself and my wife, Mrs. Fringe, sit down and talk to you guys about everything that's happened this week in politics, everything coming up ahead in the week ahead that we know about, and some back and forth within the community. It's always great to chat with you guys outside of making these videos, and I always look to talking with you each and every Friday night, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, here on the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.